If you find this, I hope this helps. In some way, shape, or form. I don't really know how to do this. I've never kept a journal before. I found this one in a place that had already been stripped clean, which felt rare. You know, empty pages don't exist much anymore. My name is Raphael. Most people call me Raffy. It's been 3 years since the world stopped pretending it was stable. I don't know who I'm writing this for. Maybe someone like me? Maybe just me later, if I forget why I kept going. Before all this, I lived a pretty normal life. I mean, normal by Filipino standards at least. Judgy parents, constant comparisons to the successful cousin, questions like, why aren't you a nurse yet? Or, what are you doing with your life? If you know, you know. If you don't, just trust me, it sticks with you. I worked at a gaming cafe, didn't finish college, lived paycheck to paycheck, moved out as soon as I could afford to, mostly for my own sanity. My parents didn't really understand me, and they never tried very hard to. My sister did, though. Niana, or Nia. She was the one who noticed me. She kept in touch, she cared, she called, even when I didn't always answer. The day everything started was supposed to be normal. I went to work, dealt with smelly customers who didn't believe in deodorant. I was so excited to go back home because I just bought a game I'd been waiting all week to play. That was it. That was the plan. Work, drive home, play games, sleep, repeat. Instead, I was stuck in traffic. What now? What the fuck is going on? Whoa. Oh, shit. That's not cool. Huh?
This is an emergency alert. All citizens are advised to return to their homes immediately. Lock all doors, remain indoors until assistance arrives.
Huh? Wait, what? So does that mean I don't go to work tomorrow? Or... Oh, who's calling? Where's my phone? Oh. Hey, yeah. Hello, I'm here.
Are you okay? Where are you right now?
I'm stuck in traffic. Like, really stuck. But I'm fine. What about you?
I'm home. Mom and Dad are here too. We locked everything. They're saying to stay inside.
Yeah, I heard the radio thing. It's weird.
Just get home as soon as you can, okay?
I will. I'm almost there. So don't worry.
Okay, call me when you're home.
I will. I promise. That was the last normal conversation I had with my sister. I didn't know it then. None of us did. Traffic moved on eventually. I got home and then the waiting started. At first, it almost felt manageable, like one of those citywide emergencies that shows up on the news every couple of years. You know, earthquake warnings, blackouts, curfews. You stay inside, complain online, then wait for things to calm down. Only this time, they didn't. By the next morning, there were soldiers outside my apartment complex. Not cops, not security, like actual military. Rifles slung across their chests, Humvees parked crooked on the street like they didn't expect to stay long, but they did. They told us not to leave unless instructed. Doors locked, curtains closed, windows covered at night. No explanation. That part messed with people more than anything else. Being told what to do without being told why. You could feel everyone spiraling at the same time, just quietly, behind walls. A few days later, they started letting us out in controlled groups. No cars allowed, no bikes. We lined up on foot like it was normal. They checked bags, checked temps. Sometimes they wrote things down, sometimes they didn't. Half the time it felt like they were just going through motions that they didn't understand either.
Hey, what do you need today?
Food and toilet paper, if there's any left.
Yeah, okay. That'll be $43.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just. Here's a debit. I'm swiping it, but it's not beeping. Is that? Is everything okay?
Come on. Come on. Sorry, these things have been acting up all day.
It's fine. Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah?
Do you actually know what's going on? Like, everything that's happening right now.
No. They tell us where to stand, what to check, what to say. That's it.
So, this isn't gonna be over soon, is it?
I hope it is. Make what you have last, okay? Stay safe.
That answer came up a lot. I don't know. Everyone was just doing the best they could with information that never came. Social media tried to fill the silence. People posted constantly. Videos from other cities, grainy clips, shaky footage, sirens in the background, everyone trying to explain things they didn't understand. Some said it was a terrorist attack, others said it was a bioweapon that got loose. TikTok Christians were posting non-stop about the second coming, telling people this was God's final warning. There were threads about aliens, about FEMA camps, about the government finally seizing control and separating people by class. Everyone sounded confident, but nobody had proof. I scrolled until my eyes hurt, not because I believed everything, but because not knowing felt worse. Misinformation was comforting in a messed up way. At least it gave things a shape. Every night, I checked my phone before sleeping. Every morning, I checked it again, hoping for clarity. Instead, things just tightened. Eventually, the lines got longer, supplies got thinner, and people stopped making eye contact. The guards looked more exhausted. Some didn't even show up anymore. And then about 2 weeks in, I woke up at 4 in the morning to gunshots. At first, I thought I was dreaming. You know, that half-awake state where your brain tries to make sense of noise by turning it into something familiar. Fireworks, a car backfiring, anything but what it actually was. But then I heard screaming. I didn't even think. I just got up, went straight to the window. I'm on the 3rd floor. I pulled the curtain back just enough to see outside. And people were running. Like, running as if something was right behind them. Some of them tripped, some of them didn't get back up. A car slammed into another car in the middle of the street and just kept going. Someone was banging on a door across the way, screaming for anyone to open it. Then the gunshots came again, louder this time, closer. That's when it hit me. Whatever this was, it wasn't contained anymore. I backed away from the window and locked the door. Then I started pushing things against it. My desk, my bed, shelves, anything heavy enough to slow something down. My hands were shaking so bad I dropped my phone twice. I didn't stop to think about whether it would actually work. I just needed the door to feel solid. Once everything was barricaded, I sat on my floor with my back against the wall and tried to breathe. I checked my phone, and social media was exploding. Live streams, videos, stories being uploaded faster than I could refresh. Some of it looked fake at first, the kind of stuff you expect people to stage for views. Bad lighting, shaky footage, people screaming off camera, but then you start noticing patterns. Different cities, different angles, different people, same behavior. People attacking each other, not fighting, biting. Dragging others down, holding onto them like animals. Blood everywhere. Someone live streaming from their apartment window as a crowd chased a single person down the street. And another video from a freeway where cars were stopped and people were climbing out only to get pulled back in. Look, you can fake a lot online, but you can't fake consistency like that. I kept scrolling even though every part of me was telling me to stop. It was like watching a car crash you couldn't look away from. The comments were worse. People arguing over whether it was real, whether it was a hoax, whether it was punishment, whether it was deserved. That's when I realized something else. No one was coming to help. I checked the news, nothing, just the same emergency banner looping over and over and over and over. Stay inside, lock your doors, wait for assistance. Assistance wasn't coming. But that's when my phone rang. It was Nia. I answered immediately. She sounded scared, but she was trying not to show it. She told me that they heard gunshots too, that they were staying inside, that Mom was praying and Dad was pacing around the house like he always did when he couldn't fix something. So I told her to barricade the doors, everything heavy, furniture, anything. I told her not to open the door for anyone, no matter what they said. I didn't explain why. I didn't know how to. But she listened. She always did. We stayed on the phone as long as we could, talking about anything, about staying awake, about checking in later, about being careful. When the call dropped, I tried calling back, but no answer. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. I stayed barricaded in my apartment for days after that. 5, I think? It's hard to keep track when the sun stops meaning anything. The internet went out not long after, and then the cell service followed. But honestly, I'd already seen enough. Whatever was happening out there wasn't stopping. After that night, time stopped feeling normal. Days blended together. I stayed barricaded until the sounds outside faded into something quieter. Not safe, just quieter. When I finally opened my door again, the hallway felt unfamiliar, like it belonged to someone else. There were survivors in the building, about 10 of us, give or take. Neighbors who hadn't left, people who figured hiding was safer than running. We didn't call ourselves a group, it just happened. Some of us stayed behind to watch doors, others went out during the day to scavenge. We shared what we found: canned food, snacks, batteries, a lighter, shoes, anything really that helped. For a while, it worked. We took turns going out, learned which streets were quieter, learned how to move without drawing attention, learned that fighting only one of those things out there was manageable, but groups were a death sentence. Even with all that, most nights it was just me, alone in my room, listening, counting cans, doing the math in my head over and over again. Not until I met Samara. She lived next door. I'd seen her a few times before all of this, but she kept to herself, always quiet, curtains drawn. I figured she'd left like most people. Then one day I stepped out into the hallway at the same time she did. We both froze. She looked scared at first, not panicked, just unsure. I lifted a hand and waved. She hesitated, but waved back. We both smiled, small ones, careful ones. That's how it started. We talked in the hallway at first, short conversations, checking in, making sure the other was okay. Eventually, she invited me inside. That felt like a big step back then.
Sorry, I know it's not much. I've been trying to make things last.
No, you're good. It's this is honestly the best meal I've had in days.
So, what were you doing before all this?
Yeah, I worked at a gaming cafe.
Like, tournaments and stuff?
Yeah, kind of. And also reminding grown men to shower as well.
Yeah, I already like you.
That's good. That's good. What about you?
Oh, I work from home. Most days I didn't really leave.
Yeah, same. Honestly, just, in a different way.
You ever feel like you were doing everything right? And it was never enough?
Yeah. All the time.
My family always said I was too quiet. Like that was something I needed to fix.
Mine just said I wasn't trying, hard enough.
It's weird, right? The world ends and suddenly none of that matters.
Yeah, like, all the stuff they cared about just disappeared overnight.
Sometimes I feel guilty for thinking this, but this is the first time I haven't felt like I was falling behind.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. Me too.
Do you think they're gonna rescue us?
I don't know. But I think if they are, we just have to hold out long enough.
That's why I keep telling myself just a little longer. I'm really glad you live next door.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you live next door too. We became friends. Slowly, naturally. No rush, no expectations. Then it became something more. I liked her a lot. And I could tell she felt the same. In a world that kept shrinking, she made it feel manageable. And that's why I trusted her. That's why I told her about the food. See, I grew up broke. You learn early how to stretch things, how to ration 1 pack of ramen a day, 1 can every few days. It wasn't new to me, but it was new to her. She was the only one who knew how much I had, how long it could last. You see, people don't realize how fast food runs out in situations like this. How quickly hunger rewrites your priorities. How survival turns everyone else into a variable. The night she came into my room, I woke up to the sound of rummaging. Sam?
Don't come any closer.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not.
I said don't move.
You're bleeding.
It's not mine.
Sam, just talk to me.
I didn't want it to be you.
You don't have to do this.
I do. I haven't eaten in 2 days. I tried to wait. I really did. I kept telling myself I'd figure something out. Everyone's running around, and people are lying now. They don't look at you the same when they're hungry.
I know.
You do?
Yeah, I do. And look, you can take it.
What?
The food. All of it. You can take all of it if you need to.
You'll die.
Maybe, but you won't tonight.
Why are you like this?
Because I don't want this to be who we are now.
I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry.
I know.
What if you follow me?
What? I won't. I swear.
You don't know that.
Sam?
I can't live wondering.
Sam? Please. She attacked. We struggled. I didn't want to hurt her. I was just trying to survive the moment somewhere in the chaos. The knife found her throat, and she bled out on my floor. I didn't mean to kill her, but intent doesn't change outcomes. That was the moment I understood something people don't like to talk about. Hunger doesn't just make people desperate, it makes them afraid of the people they trust most. Food runs out faster than hope, and survival doesn't wait for you to be ready. The apartment stopped being a home the moment she fell, so I left. I packed in silence, not because I was calm, but because if I let myself think too hard, I knew I wouldn't leave. She was still there. I tried not to look at first. I grabbed what I could with my eyes fixed anywhere else. Extra clothes, whatever still fit in my bag, half of the food that I had left. I couldn't bring myself to take all of it. I don't know why. Guilt, maybe? Habit? I don't know. I took the sword too. You know, the cheap one I bought off Amazon years ago, the one I thought looked cool hanging on my wall. It wasn't sharp enough to slash, never was, but it was solid, heavy, sharp enough to stab, at least a few times before it probably bend or snap. Look, it was all I had. Every time I moved, my eyes drifted back to her. I kept telling myself to hurry, to just go, that staying wouldn't change anything, but my body didn't listen. My hands kept shaking, my chest felt tight like the room itself was pressing in on me. Then I heard it. A sound I'd learned to recognize too well by then. Movement. I turned. Sam's body twitched. Just a little first, fingers curling, jaw shifting. That empty reflexive motion like something trying to wake up without knowing how. I froze. I didn't want to do it. Not to her. Not after everything. But I knew what happened if I didn't. I saw it online, in the streets, and other buildings. People didn't stay themselves for long. I told myself I wasn't doing it because I was afraid I was doing it for her. So I stepped closer. Every part of me screaming to stop, to look away, to pretend I didn't see it. I didn't say anything. I didn't apologize out loud. I think some part of me knew words wouldn't help, so I just did it. One quick motion straight through the brain. She went still. No more movement, no sound, just silence. I stood there for a long time after that, longer than I should have, longer than it was safe. That's when I knew I couldn't stay. That place held too many memories now, too much blood, too many reminders of how thin the line between comfort and horror really is. I shouldered my bag and left. I didn't say goodbye. I didn't need to. After that, I had a plan. Not a good one, just the only one that made sense. I was going to my family's home. It was about a 2-hour drive when the world still worked, so on foot it would take days, maybe more if I had to detour. But I couldn't go anywhere else until I knew. I needed to see it for myself. See if they'd been there. See if they left anything behind. I didn't know what I was hoping for. A note? A sign? Anything that told me that they were alive, or at least they tried. I shouldered my bag and stepped out of the building. I didn't look back. The streets were quieter than they'd been in days. Not safe, just empty. You know, the kind of empty that makes you feel like you're being watched even when you're not. I stayed off the main roads, cut through alleys, backyards, places people wouldn't think to look. I moved slow, careful, one step at a time. That was the first time I really left something behind, not just a place, but a version of myself. The one who still thought waiting was an option. From that point on, everything became about moving forward, towards answers, toward family. Even if I didn't like what I might find when I got there. The walk took 2 days. Shouldn't have, but nothing moves the way it used to anymore. Roads were blocked, cars abandoned in the middle of lanes, places I used to recognize felt twisted, like someone rearranged the world just enough to make it unfamiliar. There were moments I stopped and wondered, if this was worth it. Not because I didn't care, but because everything hurt. My legs burned, my shoulders ached from the weight of the bag. I hadn't slept more than a few hours at a time. Every noise made my heart jump. Every shadow felt like a threat. There were times I thought about turning back, about finding another building, another group, just surviving instead of searching. But every time that thought crept in, I thought of my sister. I pictured her face, her voice on the phone that day, the way she always checked in even when I didn't. That's what kept me moving when my body wanted to stop. Somewhere on that road, guilt started weighing more than the backpack. I thought about all the times she reached out, all the calls I answered late, or not at all. How she always wanted my attention, my approval, my time. She was the golden child. You know, straight A student, talented, praised by every relative at every family gathering. Why can't you be more like your sister? Was a sentence I heard so often, it stopped sounding like a question. And I hated that I let it get to me. I loved her. I mean, I always did. But every time I saw her, it reminded me of everything I wasn't. Everything I failed at. So, I avoided her. Not because I didn't care, but because it hurt too much to be around her and feel small. She never held it against me. She kept calling, kept checking in, kept loving me anyway. That's the part that hurts the most now. So, if I find her, when I find her, I want to apologize for leaving, for pulling away, for not being there when she needed me. I don't know if there's time to make up for it, but I want to try. The days blurred together after that. I slept wherever I could. Empty garages, a shed behind a house, once under a staircase in an apartment complex that felt like mold and old trash. I learned quickly that sleep was a luxury. Most nights were just closing my eyes and hoping nothing found me. I actually saw people along the way. Survivors. I mean, most avoided me, with their eyes down, weapons ready. Nobody wanted to take chances anymore, and you know what? I don't blame them. I fought a few of the dead, one at a time, never more. I learned to be quiet, to wait, to run when I needed to. The sword was heavy and awkward, but it gave me enough distance to feel safer than my hands ever would. By the second day, I started recognizing things. Street names, buildings, a grocery store I remembered going to as a kid, the neighborhood park where my sister used to play. I was close. When I reached my family street, it felt wrong. It was too quiet, no lights, no movement, a few bodies wandering aimlessly in the distance, no signs of life. I approached the house slowly. The front door frame was cracked. Someone had forced their way in. Inside, the barricades were gone. Heavy furniture moved aside like it didn't matter anymore. Every room was empty, drawers pulled out, cabinets bare. Whoever had been here took everything they could carry. I checked every room. No one. Then I stood outside my sister's room. That's when it really hit me. I stepped inside and guilt came flooding back all at once. Her bed, her desk, the posters she liked. I could see her as a kid running around, talking too fast, laughing too loud. Then I remembered the closet. There was a spot she used to go to when things got overwhelming. A small component we found when we were kids, hidden behind some loose paneling. I told her it was a magical hole, something fairies built to hide from humans. I don't remember exactly what I said. It was so long ago, but she loved it. She used it all the time after that. Whenever she was upset, that's where she went. I'd find her there sometimes, crying quietly, and I'd sit with her, tell her stupid stories, make her laugh until things felt okay again. I didn't want to check. I was afraid of what I'd find. But I had to. So I opened it. And that's when I found the note.
Raffy, if you're reading this, it means you came back. I don't know how, but I hope you did. Mom and Dad heard about somewhere safe in San Diego. People were saying there's help there. Real help. We don't know if it's true, but it's the only thing anyone sounds sure about. I begged them to come get you first. I told them you'd still be close, that you'd come with us, that we shouldn't leave without you. They said it was too risky. They said you were probably already gone. I didn't believe them. We're leaving today. I don't know how long this note will last, or if you'll ever see it. I just couldn't leave without saying something. I miss you. I always have. I hope you're safe. Please don't stop looking for us. I love you.
I read the note twice. The first time, my hands were shaking too much for the words to really sink in, and the second time, something in my chest finally loosened. All the doubt, all the helplessness, all the what if I'm already too late thoughts that had been eating at me since the night Samara died. They didn't disappear completely, but they stopped controlling me. They were alive when they left. My sister was alive, and she thought of me. That was enough. For the first time since everything fell apart, I wasn't just surviving anymore. I had direction, a reason, a goal that wasn't just stay breathing another day. My mission was simple. Find my sister. Be the big brother she always believed I was. Even if she hated me for leaving, even if she didn't want to see me, even if it was already too late to fix anything, I needed to try. San Diego. It was another 2, maybe 3 hours by car when the world still worked. So it would take days, longer, to avoid, trouble. And I knew I would. The freeway was the most direct route, and also the worst possible choice. Miles of stalled cars, nowhere to hide, no cover, no escape routes. A long, narrow stretch filled with bodies that never got out in time. Anything that wandered onto it stayed there. I stood at the edge of an overpass for a long time, just watching. I could see movement between the cars, slow, uncoordinated, too many to count. So I turned away. Instead, I took the long way. I followed side streets that ran parallel to the freeway. I cut through industrial areas, empty parking lots, drainage canals, anywhere people wouldn't normally choose to walk. It added miles, it added time, but at least it gave me options. I ran into people along the way. Most didn't stop, just quick glances, the usual hands near weapons, everyone doing mental math about risk. There was a few that spoke. One guy warned me not to go south, said it was worse down there, didn't explain how he knew. And then there was a group that offered to trade food for batteries. I declined. I didn't have much to spare. There were close calls too. Times I froze behind a car as something shuffled past, close enough that I could smell it. Times I had to double back when I realized the street was louder than it looked. Once, I climbed into a backyard and waited on top of a shed for nearly an hour because a small group had gathered near the gate. And through all of it, I kept thinking about my sister, about apologizing, about hearing her voice again, while finally answering every call. I didn't know what I'd say when I found her, but I knew I wouldn't stop walking until I tried. San Diego was still far, but for the first time since this all started, I felt like I was moving towards something instead of running away. And that made all the difference. It took longer than I expected, not because the distance changed, but because the world did. Every detour added hours, every wrong turn meant backtracking, every place that looked safe had to be checked twice. My legs were constantly sore. My feet blistered, then hardened. I rationed food down to instinct, ate when dizziness told me I had to, and I slept when exhaustion won. I stopped counting miles and started counting landmarks. an old outlet mall, a burned out gas station, a local 7-Eleven. And then, one morning I saw it. The San Diego sign. Big, faded, but still standing. For a second I just stared at it. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because I couldn't believe I'd actually made it that far. Every step after my family's house had been fueled by a maybe. Now, I was standing in front of something real. That's when I noticed the movement. The road past the sign was clogged. Wrecked cars, abandoned houses, a bottleneck where everything funneled into one place. And they were everywhere. Dozens of them. Slow, wandering, clustering between vehicles like insects drawn to shade. Too many to fight. Too many to sneak past blindly. I crouched behind an overturned sedan, tried to breathe, make a plan. I was close, but there was no easy paths left. Oh, okay, think. Shit. If I go left, it's way too open. If I go right, it's blocked. Fuck. What do I do? Oh shit, there's a whole carton of bottles right there. Okay. I just need to grab them. It's between trucks. Then crawl under a car or truck and wait for him to pass. Okay. Yeah. It's the best plan I got. Alright. I gotta grab those bottles. Alright, just need a few. Alright, got him. I gotta walk back. Oh, okay, I made it. They didn't notice. I just gotta throw these far away. Far enough. Whew. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. I gotta crawl under. Okay. Please move, please move, please move. Okay. I gotta crawl out. Okay. Here we go. Now. Oh, fuck. I did it. I did it. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Get off me. Get off me. Get off. Fucking bitch. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Okay. Fuck. Alright. I'm coming, yeah. Just wait for me.